Build it, Lord. Hey, you guys, how you guys feeling today? This is the dad. I'm in the house, and I'm hoping you guys enjoyed your day. Yes. It's a new year and everything. I'm excited. I'm gonna try to do little videos, man. I don't know, man. I'm just what I can say. I don't know. I'm not thinking about social media as much anymore, you know? I'm gonna stop doing social media as much, you know? I've been on like YouTube, social media all the time. It's very addictive, you know? It's like a drug, you know, YouTube and all that social media. So I'm gonna slow down on that and concentrate on doing more of my videos and stuff like that. And try to, before I start watching other stuff and doing other things, I'm trying to do a video when I can get it over with and have more videos, you know. But that's my resolution. My New Year's revolution is to do more videos and create more and stuff like that. You know, I was trying to, you know, I see a lot of people that got these videos up for like cat rims and everything. They have their opinion on it and stuff like that. But there's a lot of stuff that I don't know how to do, but in the future, somebody would help me even more, but you know, I don't know how to do the different things on there, but hey, I'm just in my own world and I'm just doing what I need to do. But anyways, I hope you guys had enjoyed your day, and if you like my video, subscribe, you know, you want to join, go ahead and join. But what I want to say is this. What I want to talk about today is I wanted this job. I wanted this job. I did. That was a long time ago, man. I was working for this mailroom industry. Not gonna put their name out there, you know. But I was working in this mailroom industry for a long time. And I was a mailroom, you know, clerk, dispatcher, something like that. And I worked in the mailroom, yeah. And I was working at this job and I didn't like this job, you know. I wanted to get something better in my life. And during this time, there was this school college that was hiring. And during this time, I was like, I really wanted this job. So I put in the application and they told me I had to take a test. They sent me a paperwork, hey, you got to take the test before you do the mailroom. And I know I had all kind of this mailroom experience from other previous jobs and stuff like that. But the problem was, there was no problem, is that I just had to take this test. And I didn't believe that, you know, I hated tests. I was not good at taking tests or nothing like that. And I went down there to this college to take this test, and, you know, somewhere in Glendale. And what happened was I took the test. And I was saying to myself, I was not good at it. I was like, I ain't gonna pass it or nothing like that. And I was just like, you know, I don't know if I'm gonna get that job and stuff like that. But I really wanted this job. And then 2 weeks later, I took the test. They sent me the results that I passed the test. And I was like, what? I couldn't believe it. I was like, oh my God, I passed the test. And I was thanking God, like, yes, Jesus, thank you, God. And then everything. I didn't think I was going to pass it, but I thought I didn't do so good, but I must did. And I did for this interview. I passed the interview with flying colors. They loved me, and they was excited. And I was so excited to be at this job. I was excited to be at this job. And I wanted this job. And I got the job. And I was so excited. I had good benefits. The benefits were all paid for, you know? I didn't even have to pay nothing but like a co-payment. I had all these hours of sick time and vacation. I was so excited. I was like, yes, I finally got a good job. During that time, I was going to make $22 an hour, I believe. $22 an hour. Wait. The light. It's the stupid light. Okay. Oh, man. Damn it. Wait a second, y'all. I'm sorry. There we go. And what happened was, I was so excited to get this job. And I finally got the job, and I was excited. I was like, yes! I was like, woo! Yes! I was happy as hell. And I was making, during that time, I had the whole package. I was so happy. I was making about, it was gonna be like $22, $23. I knew, I was like, man, I'm gonna get my own place. I'm gonna get my job. I'm gonna have a good life, you know? I was just thinking like, man, you know, I was working for I had the union, and I was like, oh my God, this is a good job, you know? And during this time, I came in on the first day, and this Latino guy, and he was like, hey, my friend, you're Ladon. And I was like, yeah. He's like, I'm here to train you. And this guy was very nervous, and he was just like showing me the ropes, and he was just nervous and everything. He was just like shaking and everything. I was just like, what's wrong with this dude, you know? And I didn't know him at first and stuff like that. I said, are you nervous? He's like, just a little bit. And I was like, okay. I said, how long you been here? He said, I've been here for about a year, my friend. I've been here for a year. I was like, all right. But he was nervous. But he showed me the ropes. He showed me everything and all that. And during this time in this mailroom, the mailroom was destroyed by another employee and everything. So I came in a situation. Plus, I was a supervisor of I was a manager for the mailroom. I was like, yeah, I get to tell people what to do. And, it was not power. It was just, I made a lot of money and I was happy. And this guy showed me the ropes and everything for about 2-3 weeks. He trained me and everything. There was a time I was still on probation, because I was on probation for 6 months. And I was like, I got to pass this probation. And I remember I was doing the mail, getting the procedures done, and I got some chips or something, and I ate in the mail room. And this black woman came up to me, the black lady came up to me. She was like, you can't be eating in the mailroom. I was like, oh, my bad. I'm sorry, I didn't know, I'm thinking I'm at my other job. You can do whatever you want. And then she's like, don't worry about it. I'm not going to tell on you. I was like, oh, okay, cool, I said, I won't do it no more. So I did this job. I was going on 3 months working and working and working. And I remember the guy, Jose, he was like, hey, my friend, I've been here for a year. They want me to take the test. And the test is going to be, I got to take the test. And how did you pass the test? And I was like, how I passed the test is I went to the library. And during that time, I was studying mailroom material and stuff like that. That's why I passed the test. I didn't, I said, let me, do some stuff. He was so happy. It was like a post office, booklet at the library. You could study, get the inside, get some examples and all that. And I studied that book for a long time. He was like, thank you, my friend. Thank you. Jose was like, thank you. And then he went down there. And he was so nervous and stuff like that. And because they were, they told me to take a test. He had to take a test. He was there for a year. And I remember he came in and he got the results and stuff like that. And I was the mailroom manager, so I had to go speak to my boss. My boss was cool. She was cool. I was like, I didn't even know nothing about it. I knew I was the manager. She was my boss. And she was like, she brought me into the office. She's like, LaDon. I was like, what? She was like, you know that Jose passed the test. I was like, oh, that's cool. But don't tell him that he passed the test. I will tell him that he passed the test. I was like, all right, then cool. And it was like, LaDon, do you like Jose? I was like, Jose pretty cool. He trained me. I don't know too much about him, but he cool with me. He was up right there. And it was like, oh, okay. And I remember I went back to the mailroom and Jose was like, what happened? I was like, oh, yeah, I had to take care of some mailroom procedures. I had a little meeting. He was like, oh, okay, my friend. And then They called Jose down there to the office. My boss did, and he came back happy. I passed the test, my friend. I passed the test, my friend. And I was like, cool. I was happy for him. We were cheered. He gave me dap. Thank you, LaDon. Thank you, and everything. And he was always like shaking and stuff and nervous and everything. And during this time, me and him worked together. We worked together. And I remember that I was doing the mailroom during this time, me and Jose. And my boss came in, and I was putting my mail over this rail, the way I was taught and trained. And she's like, you can't be doing that. And I was like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know, that's my manager. So I was like, all right, cool. So during this time, I found out they let Jose go. And I was in the mailroom by myself. And I didn't know why Jose got fired. I don't understand what happened and not like that. But I was in this mailroom by myself. And all this mailroom stuff during the time, I didn't know. I had the experience, but I didn't have the experience at that college. And during that time, I had to learn the ropes and do everything. So I built the mailroom back up to what it was. I did the blueprint, the material, the stuff that I learned. I got better at it. I had examples for people to come in. I could train them and everything. But I was by myself in that mailroom. And everything went good until she had to find somebody else and stuff like that. And I remember it was my 40th. I was 39 at the time. And I was like, I asked my manager, it's about to be my 40th, can I have one day off? It was during probation and stuff like that. And I had Saturday and Sunday off, but I needed Monday because I was going to San Diego for my birthday. And my manager was like, oh, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, Don. We got you and stuff like that. We're just going to have somebody come in that take your spot during that Monday that you can, treat, when we be good. And I was like, all right, cool. They're going to bring somebody in the tip agency, to the job. And I was so happy. I was like, yes, I can do my 40th. 40th, And during that time, this guy came up, and I don't know, I call him David, and he was like, hey, I'm here for, to take this position temporarily, because I was going on vacation. And the guy, I was like, oh, okay, cool, I'm the manager, so I trained them to the best of my ability, and something was crazy about it, because I was like training them, and I was like, you gonna use some paper, or take notes. He was like, oh no, my friend, I got it here. It was a white guy. He's like, I got it here. Don't worry about it. I was like, oh, cool. I didn't know him. So I was like, oh, he must learn from his brain. During this whole week, 2 weeks, I trained them and taught them all the procedures and stuff like that. It was only for like a day, right? And I didn't understand. And I remember that Friday, I was leaving after Friday. That Friday, I was like, hey, you got everything? He's like, this guy was a white guy. He was like, no. I was like, but I trained you. He was like, I don't know nothing, and I was just like, he don't really know nothing I taught him, and he don't even take notes. He said, I thought I knew, but I didn't know, and then I said, don't worry about it. I'm on my birthday. Just call me if you have any questions. He was like, okay, sounds good. So I went on my birthday, had a good time, enjoyed myself. I came back to the job and my manager was heated, pissed off. And I was like, she was like, you left the mail behind something and all that, and you didn't train David. And I was like, I did train David. She's like, no, I am the boss. You're not listening. And I was like, oh, okay, And I thought everything went well. And during this time, it went all downhill. And the guy left and during that time, and I worked everything in my power to keep that job. I did the mailroom. I was excellent at it. I had to run the whole college by myself, the whole mailroom and everything. I remember it was a time I was sick and I had to do some financial, I had to do some checks or something for, I think I'm in a mailroom, so I had to stamp like checks and envelopes and stuff like that with this machine. And I was sick. I had the flu, but I wanted this job badly. I wanted this job badly. So I sat there, I was sniffling, I was doing the mailroom, I had the flu. I wanted to go home, but I just couldn't because I wanted the job. And during this time, my manager, I went to my manager one day. I said, hey, I don't know this about this mailroom. And the lady looked at me. My boss said to me, if you have any no, I went to the secretary, and her secretary, she was like, what's her name? She don't want to speak to you right now. And she's in a meeting. I was like, all right, then I'll come back. And she was like, Don, the secretary said, don't come back. She's kind of mad today. So I was like, all right, cool. I'll come back the next day. I had the flu and everything. And the next day I came back. My manager door was open and I walked in. My boss door walked in and I was like, hey, I need, something with just do with this mailroom or something from, depositing or something like that. And my manager said to me, if you have any questions, my boss said, if you have any questions about anything, you need to figure it out. I was like, so I'm thinking to myself, if I have any problems or anything, and you're my boss, I can't come to you. She's like, no, figure it out. And I was like, all right. So every day I'm gonna be real with you guys. I was going from my job 2 hours on a train and 2 hours back. I wanted that job so badly. And I had to learn how to do everything on my own. And the reason the guy got fired is because he trained me wrong. That's why he got fired. That's how Jose got fired. I forgot to tell you. And he's the one that trained me. And I had to learn everything on my own. And nobody trained me, so I had to learn everything on my own. And I thought I was doing a good job. And during this time, I had hell. And I had to learn this job by myself. I didn't have nobody to look to, call, or nothing. And my manager didn't like me. And my boss didn't like me. And they always say, when your boss leaves, you need to go find a job. And I was looking for a job then because I know something was coming up, but I wanted that job. And during this time, they hired somebody to come in, to work with me. I was so happy. It was another guy. I trained him to my best of ability. And I didn't know this. And my manager was like, did you teach him everything? I said, yeah, I taught him everything and stuff like that. She said, teach him everything. So I was like, all right, I taught him everything about what my job as a manager, everything and all that. And because I think he told on me or something. I didn't train him like to learn his job. Learn my job and all that. And I'm just, all right. So I taught him everything. During this time, my manager didn't like me. She just didn't like me. I had no reason. I didn't understand. And she eventually came in um, and let me go. She used to come to work at 8 o'clock, but she came in at 7:30, early as hell, to fire me. And she let me go. And during this time, that was the best job I ever had. And I called the union, but the union couldn't do nothing for me because I was not past probation on the job, and they couldn't help me. And then and everybody on campus was looking at my boss like, I don't know why you're doing everything right. And I did everything right. I did everything right. I did everything right to my best of my ability. And I still got fired for doing a good job. And I never came across that in my life. I was hurt. I was just like, how did I lose a job that I know how to do good? And I remember this black guy, older guy. He was like, during the time I was doing probation, he was like, I hope you make it. And I didn't understand what he meant by making it. And I knew during this time, these people had cliques and they had people they wanted and they known. And during this time, I couldn't figure it out. And I didn't know the guy before me that was working there, way before Jose, he got in fights with the people at the post office, and another guy got fired for arguing with my manager, and I didn't understand what was going on. And I found out it was my boss, and she liked to control everything. And I got fired for no reason. I was hurt. I was like, I didn't do shit. I didn't do nothing. I wanted the job. I had great benefits. I had the experience, but they let me go. And I went home on the bus, train, and bus, sad, mad. Didn't know how I was going to make it. You know. Especially when you didn't do shit. It's just like, you always in your head thinking like, man, what the hell? And I was so mad. I wanted to cuss out my manager. I wanted to call her every name in the book. And if I seen her, man, I would be like, you fucking asshole. You ain't shit. And I've never seen her before. Never seen her before. But I was angry. Angry. And I went into depression because I had a job that I didn't know why I got fired. Didn't know why. Found out later that the guy that was going to help me on my 40th was her man. She didn't even hire a temp. She just brought somebody on campus to work with me and found out it was her man. And she was mad because I didn't help her man. And I did everything to train him. And he called me during that time, doing on vacation to help. And he said I did a great job helping him and everything. But I lost my job. I remember I was getting gift cards and all that from during the Christmas time. And I thought I did an excellent job, but I lost the job. And I found out it was the lady, my boss, that everybody lost their job. It was not the people. It was the lady that we worked for. And she treated everybody bad. She fired Jose. She wanted the power. So during this time, I was looking for a job and looking for a job and looking for a job. And I remember a phone call called me out of nowhere. And it was the president of the school. I was like, oh, so he wanted to have my insight on what happened and stuff like that. So I was like, all right, cool. I was so happy. I went down there. I was nervous. I said, I get to talk to the president of the school. Oh my God, I get my job back. It's going to be on and cracking. Yes. I was like, thank you, Jesus. Hey, it's on and cracking. I went down there. I stood there in the president of the school, of the college office. It was huge, nice and everything. And he stood there. He was like, LaDon, I know that what happened to you was unfair and everything, but what I want to do is, we can't give you back your job. And I'm thinking in my head, like, wait a minute. What did you say? He said, we can't give you the job back or nothing like that. But we wanted to bring you in and speak to you to see what can we do better in the mailroom. We know that you did an excellent job, but we want to get more insight on how did you do it. I was pissed. I said, this man, I got fired, don't want to get a job, but he want to know my experience. And I didn't say nothing that day. I was pissed. I went home and I said, wow, is this what the world we live in? Do a good job and tell me that I did a good job and let me go for no reason? Even the president couldn't help me, but you want the knowledge of my experience to help your school? Wow. That's when I knew life was unfair. But during this time, I wanted this job. I did everything to keep that job, but I lost it. But I had to learn in life that we always ask for what we want and what we need. And you find out sometimes it's not for you. That door is, you need to ask God, like, what door do you want me to go through? Sometimes we ask for what we want and we don't know what God got better for you. After the job, I went through some hard times, but it all worked out. I work now and I get all the hours I want. I live my life to the fullest. I got money to help me out. I'm not struggling no more. So I got double for my trouble. But I thought that job was for me. And I know you guys out there thinking that job, I know that job is for me. And you find out you don't do nothing and they just let you go. Might because they want to hire their friend, you know. But it's sad when opportunities knock on your door and you do not get the opportunity. But what I want to say to the conclusion of this is, when life is unfair and you didn't do nothing, always know there's a better door for you. It's going to hurt. You're going to get mad. But reality, it's a better door for you. But during that time, I never seen that lady again in my life. Hey, things happen. It's just reality. Wow. That was the only job I worked where I did an excellent job and got fired for no reason. Crazy world. But anyways, my topic was, I wanted that job. But hey, it is what it is. But what I want to say to you guys is, I had a damn good time. What I want to say to you is, you already know. You already know what I want to say. You already know what I want to say. Bye. Bye. Bye.